If at first you don't succeed, try again. Thank you everybody for being here this morning and welcome. Hey Vicky, hi Susie, hey KG, WC. Okay, cheers. I was in a clear mind and in observation of myself being in the flow state, and I know what disturbed me, but I feel like I'm in a deep but not so deep reaction state. I can get back, but I see you, and I think this will be beneficial for everyone, what I'm going through. I think I know what you're saying. When you get into this deep flow state and something disturbs you, the state is disrupted a little bit, but if you're still in the flow state, even though it's disrupted, just go back to it. Try not to cling to that thing that disturbed you, the thought, the noise, the imagination. Just go back and relax into the flow state. And if it turns out that that disturbance gets in your way, just repeat the process and begin from the beginning again until you drop down into that flow state again. So, hi, everybody. That was, we were having this little conversation during chat this morning, and I needed to clarify that before we began. I hope that helps. This is from Meister Eckhart. Any object you have in mind, however good, will be a barrier between you and the inmost truth with a capital T. Any object you have in mind will become a barrier to you, between you and the inmost truth, even if it's a beautiful thought, even if it's the most holy thought you ever had. Because this is so much more about unlearning than it is about learning. It's so much more about no language as it is than it is about language and definitions and understanding. It's not about ideas or concepts or knowledge or doctrine or dogma or imagination. Even if they are good things, even if you get a message from the divine in the midst of your meditation, if you cling to that message in the midst of your meditation, you break the flow state. Because these things happen inside the mind, inside the brain. And what we're aiming for is this place beyond the brain, beyond knowledge, beyond understanding, beyond even the concept of yourself or the concept or good concepts of the divine. All of these things, imaginations, ideas, concepts, understandings, knowledge, messages, ultimately are barriers between you and the flow state. This state of being, of beingness, of isness, of the now, of silence. Be still and know that I am God, it says in the Psalms. This is what we're talking about. Being still and noetically knowing, not knowledge knowing, not idea knowing, wisdom knowing, in the silence, in the flow state, where the past doesn't exist and the future doesn't exist. Only the now exists. Every idea that we have about God is not correct. That should be a shock for a lot of people. But the truth is that God is not an idea that can be contained inside the human mind in any sense. It can be, capital I, they, capital T, the divine can be experienced inside ourselves through this connection that happens in selflessness. And in selflessness, there's no room for ideas or imaginations. And sure, they can be helpful to a point, but they can't bring you beyond yourself. And that ultimately is the point of a contemplative life, is to bring you beyond yourself, to your higher self, to your true nature, to your actual consciousness that needs no body or brain to understand itself. Its own beingness, its eternal nature is the intention of the meditation, to experience that thing that cannot be said, cannot be defined, cannot be expressed, cannot be contained. I call this not church because I'm working with the negative here, negative theology. Pseudo-Dionysius, 6th century, invented this idea called negative theology. And I've talked about it before. Anything you say about the divine, if I say the divine is good, well, then I can't use that word for a good sunset or a good car because of the limited nature of the structure, of the material nature of the sunset and the car, and the immaterial nature of the divine, which is why I put capital letters on all these things. Capital P for perfection, capital G for good, to try to make a differentiation. But ultimately, the languaging of the divine, even inside yourself, is a preventer more than an enabler. This is not just true for you, it's true for all of us. Your eternal nature supersedes and precedes your physical existence. It's where you're from and to where you're going. It's what you are. That's the point of silence, is to silence the thoughts in order to experience, to feel the divine presence. I hope that helps, my friends. I hope that helps. All right, my friends, here we go. Good morning. Hey, Tim. Describe thanks that hits the ohm spot. Can describe thanks. Amen to you, KG. Thanks for saying it made sense to you. Hi, everybody. You've got 24 folks here this morning. Really glad. The more the merrier, the deeper we go together. Like and subscribe and all that stuff. Namaste, Dios. Good morning, Chris. All right, everybody. I'm going to set the timer. Put on my mask. Got all the windows shut so you don't have to hear the frogs who are talking this morning out there. At least I hope you don't hear them. It is a little nippy here in the studio. I'm going to put on a little bit of a blanket. I know that sounds crazy to all you people underneath the heat wave, but hey, I'm on the coast of Maine. It's cold here. All right. We're beginning with 3 ohms if you're just joining us today. And we verbalize this because it brings us into a much closer, faster focus. Vibrating your heart chakra, your throat chakra, your third eye, and then drop into your practice of centering prayer. And if you want to know more about that, there's a link below how that works. But basically, choose a word and follow your breath with the word. When your mind wanders, come back to your word. It's super simple to silence the mind. The difficulty is the dedication to keep it going. Let's begin. All right, 20 minutes on the clock. Settle in, please. Center in. When your mind wanders, return to your breath and prayer. Relax. Belly breathe. Use your third eye as an anchor for your breath and mind. You may open your eyes if you wish. Slowly adjust to the light. Thanks for being here today. Hey, Chris. Hi, Wendy. Peace and love, everybody. See you on Sunday. Not church. And I have a special release coming up tonight. Peace and love, everybody. Namaste. May your peace extend throughout your day. Thanks, Kristen. Peace.